figured this was kind of an intimate, close, vulnerable thing for me to talk about. So, you know, why not do it in the comfort of my own bed? You guys can hang out with me, and let's just get into this. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, what is going on? My name is Nikki. You should consider subscribing and join the crew because we like to have fun and keep it real here. So go ahead and smash that button. With that being said, today is a beautiful, joyful, glorious, blessed kind of day, but you already know the drill with that. But today we're gonna keep it real. Today I want to have a little story time, a little talk with you about something that hit me pretty hard. It's something that I'm dealing with, and I just want to let you guys in on it. So let's just get into this video. Alright, you guys, I just want to dive into it. You've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, and it's time to just get to it. So, I do have an autoimmune disorder, disease, blessing, whatever you want to call it. I do have Hashimotos. Long story short, because I don't want this video honestly to be days and days long, but if you clicked on this video, you probably already have it, you just got diagnosed with it, you're trying to find answers, or you're part of the crew already and you're just keeping up with your girl. So here's the deal. I got diagnosed with Hashimotos in, oh golly, I think it was like the summer of 2016. And honestly, it hit me pretty hard, but let's rewind a little bit from that. I know I talk a lot about on my channel about anxiety and panic and how I deal with that, how it stems from honestly a lot of things, but the Hashimoto's is a new diagnosis for me, fairly new for me. I had been going through a real rough time. I went to school across the country at the University of Maine. I was a collegiate athlete. I played softball for the university, and my senior year I went through a really hard time out there, and I chalked everything up to anxiety. I was seeing the school psychologist, and you know, everything I chalked up to anxiety, which honestly I do have anxiety about things, and these things are real, but I do have a medical reason as to sometimes why I think personally it flares up on me, and that is Hashimotos. And it's not a joke, it's a very painful, shitty kind of thing, but honestly I personally believe in this life you're given a struggle, okay? You're given something you have to deal with. Everybody is, and how you want to react to it is up to you. I have my lows. I have my low. I literally crawl up in this bed and I will just cry for hours because I'm in so much pain and I feel like ass and I just don't want to do anything. And then I have days where I'm bouncing off the walls, like I have so much energy, it's crazy. So Hashimoto's essentially is an autoimmune disease that has antibodies, produces antibodies in your blood to attack your thyroid, which is this baby. Alright guys, I had to turn my fan on over there because honestly it's hotter than you know what up in here. So your girl's not trying to just sweat through this whole video, so please bear with the sound. If it's a little noisy, I'm sorry. I need it. But basically, you flare up, your thyroid gets attacked, and eventually Hashimoto's most likely, not guaranteed, but most likely will lead to hypothyroidism, which basically you get super fat, you have rough skin, your hair falls out, and you have no energy, which doesn't honestly sound too fun to me. I mean, honestly, it's something like that. I'm not a doctor, don't come at me. This is a lot of information I'm trying to, let me just read you what the interweb says Hashimoto's is. Hashimoto's is when the immune system attacks the butterfly-shaped gland in the neck thyroid, which is literally what I just explained to you. Here are the symptoms. People may experience dry and rough skin. Hello, that is me. Hair loss or dryness. I have dry hair. Also common. Constipation, depression, and large thyroid, fatigue, joint stiffness, muscle weakness, puffy eyes, sensitive to cold, slow heart rate, swelling in the extremities, or weight gain. So, in addition to those symptoms, I am reading a book called The Thyroid Healing by, who's that? Anthony William. I highly recommend it. Actually, I can't highly recommend it yet because I haven't finished it yet, but he has mentioned a lot more symptoms that come from this disease that I 100% agree with, and I have. So they also include losing sleep, brain fog, constant fatigue, hot flashes, cold hands, cold feet, brittle nails, heart flutters, restlessness, impaired memory, eye floaters, yes, muscle weakness, hormonal fluctuations, dizziness, tingles and numbness, ringing or buzzing in your ears, aches and pains, anxiety, and depression. Those are just some more symptoms that come along with this autoimmune disease. Some more things that I deal with on the regular, but you know what? So is life. With that lovely stuff. Well, the other thing too is Hashimoto's in the early stages, it kind of flips between hypo and hyper. So you can have these times where you're just tired and you bloat and you gain weight and you're depressed, and then you have days where you're super anxious and your heart's racing and you're dropping weight, and then it like fluctuates. So that is a possibility. It is very difficult. It's very painful. I will tell you, like, the thyroid regulates your hormones, and as a girl, you already know we're hormonal as all hell. So for me, it's so heightened. Every 2 weeks, I get something. I get extreme PMS, heart rate super slow. I bloat like literally nobody's business. I will bloat out. Sometimes I will lean out. Sometimes I have energy. Sometimes I literally cannot stand up because I'm just so like flatlined, like tired, and just like it's an unbearable thing to explain because it's honestly extremely depressing to wake up every day and honestly not know what kind of day you're gonna have physically is enough to just kind of mess with you. And mentally, you know, when you're physically off, it affects you mentally. When you're mentally off, it affects you physically. So literally it's just this cycle of, I don't want to say torture, but like this cycle of just like, golly, like why can't I shake this? Like why can't I shake it? And I do my best to have a positive attitude and like, you know, accepting the journey and accepting God's plan for you, and this is part of God's plan. Like I'll work through it, we'll figure it out. I've researched diet, I've researched what kind of exercises you could do, because honestly, going from a girl who worked out literally all the time and trained people to someone whose body hurts constantly, it's hard. I have to exercise every other day now because I get so inflamed sometimes that I can't. I just literally, my whole body throbs and it hurts and it tingles, and it's rough. And no, I am not on any medication yet because technically my TSH numbers that measure your thyroid are not out of normal range yet. They are close to that. It's like 0.5 to like 4.5 is the range, and I'm like 4.4. So, but knowing my anxiety and knowing the issues that I have, my doctor wants to hold off on any kind of hormone and like thyroid replacement until I'm clearly out of normal, just because she feels like it would be a little bit much for me up here, which I respect. And honestly, I'm not a drug person. I don't like to take drugs. I don't like to do that. So I would rather at this point in this stage of the disease try to fix it through diet, which y'all, this diet is like no sugar, no gluten, no meat, no fun. And I know me, okay? I like meat. I like to have a cookie once in a while, okay? Like, I'm not gonna cut it all out. I can't. I know it's not realistic for me, but I will give it an honest effort. I know dairy's a no. It's just, you know, we're gonna try. We're gonna see what happens, see if it helps. I figure I might as well do something since I'm not on any kind of medication yet or anything of that nature. So you wake up one day and you literally feel so good, and you can last like a week and a half, and you're feeling good. You're like, yes, I got myself back. Like, then you get through all emotions. You're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this. How am I supposed to keep a job? How am I supposed to keep my relationships? How is anybody gonna want to be around me? How can I do this? How can I do that? And then that triggers this, and it's just a hot freaking mess. So my advice to anybody out there who's struggling with Hashimoto's right now is to just keep holding on. Keep holding on. Keep researching. Be your own advocate. Try to figure something else that's gonna help you, and just know that at some point, whether you take medication eventually, you find a diet that works for you, this, that, or the other, some point you're gonna get help. You're gonna get aid, and that too shall pass, like everything else. So yeah, you guys, I mean, living with this is it's high and it's low. It's depressing and it's hard, but you know me, I don't back down from a challenge, and I believe that we're given things that, you know, whether I feel like I self-inflicted this or not, you know, it's part of my process, part of my journey, and it's supposed to be eye-opening in some sense. I went to one doctor in the beginning because when you have things wrong with you and you have anxiety, you go to doctors because you think things are wrong with you. So, you know, I went to doctor, you know, your heart's fine, your brain's fine, your respirations are fine, blood work is fine, like everything is fine. He basically told me, let me be the doctor and you just shut up, okay? Because I was pushing, I was like, something's wrong, something's off, I don't know. So then I did my own research, I became my own advocate for my own health. I found a new doctor, and the first day I met with her, she goes, we're just gonna take your blood work, we'll test your thyroid again. I was like, okay, I've heard the story, my TSH, my T3, my T4, all that stuff's in the normal range, it's just gonna come back the same. She didn't even test me for any of that. She tested me for TSH and thyroid, the antibodies that are related to Hashimoto's. The antibody number is supposed to be 9 or less. My antibody number, the last lab work I had done about 5 months ago, was 900 and something. It was over 900 and I'm supposed to be 9. So this doctor knew what she was doing. She, God guided me to the right one, and she found out and gave me a reason as to why I could be feeling these things. For that, I am extremely grateful, but yet also a little bit upset because nobody wants to get any kind of news from the doctor that something's like off. But with all of the things I could have been dealt with, to add this one to the list is just, it's just another thing you gotta deal with in life. The purpose of this video is to just let you guys know that I am dealing with this. If you can relate, if you can't relate, just know that it's hard. I understand that it's hard, really especially hard being in my mid-20s, because I'm like, I should be living my life right now. Like, I should be feeling the best I've ever felt. Like, I should be, and that's not the case. I just feel like crap about 70% of the time, but that is my story with it. So ultimately, how I feel like to deal with it would be your own advocate, do research, figure things out, find exercises that don't inflame you. So do a lot of low impact things, keep it shorter and sweeter, keep the faith. Just keep the faith, and you're gonna be alright. You're just a member of the crew and you made it this far in this video. You know what? You are the real MVP. Go ahead and smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. Hashtag Hashimoto Nation, okay? Because we're not gonna let it bring us down, okay? We're not gonna let it take control. We're not gonna let it ruin our lives, because this disease is not the final say. With that being said, enjoy the journey, whatever your journey is. And always remember to do what sets your heart on fire. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Alright, bye guys.